Thank you for joining us at Webex Partner Podcast. This is episode 9, and we continue the conversation together with two of my special co-hosts, Abby Fajiri, Partner Development Manager for Solutions Plus, and Joel Depperschmidt, Business Development Manager for Webex Partner Ecosystem. Joel has led various roles within the technology space, leading the business development and partnerships team. And we welcome our special guest for today, Mark Heimson, Vice President of Global Service Provider at Vyopta. Mark is a senior executive with 20 years experience launching and growing B2B multi-channel partner organizations and partner ecosystem. Now let's get started.
Well, nice to join this podcast, and it's been great working with everybody in this group, and obviously the larger Cisco organization. So I I joined Vyopta about 6 years ago, and interesting enough, I had met the executives and the founders of Vyopta, I think several years prior to that. They were a large, what was then a Tandberg partner, who then became a Cisco partner as Cisco purchased Tandberg. So I worked closely with that team on a couple of presentations. We got to know each other. And so I joined that team late 2015. And so I'd already had some experience working with them. They already had an interesting relationship with Tandberg, Econo, and Cisco. And then Cisco obviously has grown through acquisition. So, those are sort of kind of a natural relationships that ended up driving what is now our partnership we have at Cisco. So it's been a great journey and great working with Cisco, and look forward to continuing. Cool,
good. So then outside of work, what do you do for fun and leisure?
That's always the harder question, Joel. So it's changed over time as you get older. The things you can do change, and the things you enjoy. So and
your priorities become family priorities too, probably.
Yeah, no doubt. Spending a lot of time with family, travel whenever possible, and where I was once more athletic, I've now moved into my golfing phase of my life. So I'll play golf typically on the weekend when I can sneak it in. But cool. I think typical in many ways, but super enjoyable.
Great. Good deal. Okay, so let's learn a little bit more about Vyopta today. So, and before we get started, just first of all, congratulations. You guys just received the Frost & Sullivan 2022 Global Workplace and Collaboration Insight Leadership Award. So that was a well-deserved and a terrific recognition. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, thank you.
So as you mentioned, Vyopta's been a Tandberg Cisco partner for a long time. You guys have provided monitoring and analytic solutions for our customers since really the dawn of the telepresence video movement, for meetings and now for multiple UC platforms. So Vyopta is also one of our original Cisco Solutions Plus partners. So that means that your products are available on the Cisco price list, and our partners and internal sellers can quote and sell those. So tell us, I guess, a little bit about how it started. You mentioned a little bit earlier about the Tandberg days and why you partner with Cisco on customer solutions.
Perfect. Yeah, good question. I think of Vyopta really as an engineering company almost first. So in terms of partnerships, we built integrations, deep integrations. I mentioned Tandberg and Econo, but also, of course, Cisco and other vendors. But we built deep integrations, so it was natural to end up being a Solutions Plus partner, go into co-sell, kind of mode with closely with Cisco, and so Solutions Plus was sort of a natural outcome of building all those integrations, and really, I think integrating across the entire Cisco collaboration stack. So obviously Webex is front and center, but Call Manager is a big part of what we do. Obviously devices. Infrastructure that exists still at many accounts, but we're supporting all those collaboration technologies. So it's great to be I guess it's more formally now we're a co-sell and Solutions Plus partner, but it was sort of a natural step for us to take. I think formally about 5 years ago we became technically a Solutions Plus partner.
Yeah.
But it's been a kind of a natural evolution for us, given that we support so many collaboration technologies from Cisco.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. So, and I guess, we've had a change in how everyone operates the past couple of years with the pandemic, and companies, I think, finally discovered that a large part of their employee audience may be working remotely, and they still want to have, the insights and analytics and assurances that Vyopta provides. How has your business changed to address that business need that we've seen the past couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, our business was affected pretty massively, and I think like Cisco's, the device business changed, and really, frankly, slowed down as people left the office. Those offices were just frankly utilized less than they were previously, and we're seeing that shift, back towards the office now. But if you kind of backtrack, a couple of years, the device business changed quite a bit. But at the same time, as you noted, people went back home. People had to quickly figure out how to work from home, and all those UCaaS platforms, namely Webex, but there's others, were utilized massively because people had to stay productive and continue doing their jobs remotely. So we support Webex. We support those devices where they're still utilized. And I think now, we all know we're in this hybrid world where you've got hybrid work. You've got people going to the office maybe some, couple days a week. You've got people spending a lot of time still at home working, and then they're doing both at many times. So the hybrid world we live in now has been, it's been good for Vyopta from a standpoint that we support that whole kind of, in office and at home environment. And I'll kind of just walk through one sort of massive and maybe not obvious change that we saw in thing that's happened. So, people have now gone back to the office to some degree. And when they have meetings, they don't all gather in the room where there's a Cisco device. People are sort of naturally used to their laptops now. And so you get a lot of people joining those meetings. They might be in the office next door. They might be in a floor above where that meeting's taking place. But the impact on the network is different than it was 2 years ago, because you have a lot more, I guess, remote in-office workers joining those meetings. And of course, you still have people utilizing the Cisco devices in room, but it might be fewer than before. So Vyopta is really supporting that change in network utilization and helping organizations right-size their network for the new way that people work in office. And we're seeing some significant changes and frankly surprises for companies as people move back to work. You don't know how people are going to, leverage collaboration exactly. And we've helped them sort of optimize and really fine tune that process.
Got it. Okay. And so I guess with that in mind, then, do you have specific use cases that you've seen, recently that, you guys are solving with businesses as they are interested in getting to know Vyopta and what you guys can do for them?
Yeah, I'll go through one use case in some depth, and then talk a little more anecdotally about sort of what we see in market generally. But I think just starting, we are kind of thinking about the market that we support. We are really supporting large enterprises, generally with complex, high utilization of collaboration type organizations. We also support large federal government and large state and local. But kind of the common thread there is these are large organizations almost exclusively. And so as I think about one use case that we'll talk about, and this was closed, this is a deal that closed maybe 60 days ago, so it's very recent. Very large multinational bank, close to 100,000 employees. I can't name the name, but close to 100,000 employees, operating in about 30 different countries. They are all in with Cisco collaboration. So they have Call Manager in no particular order. They have Call Manager, they have Webex, they have Cisco devices, they have a lot of other technology-enabled rooms, and they needed support of that very large. And frankly, they're making a massive number of calls and had a massive number of meetings every day. So really not only a big organization, but a heavy user of collaboration. And again, all in with Cisco. So they needed a technology that would be able to support all those technologies from Cisco and put it into a single pane of glass. So they wanted to understand what's the health of that environment. How are people engaging with that technology? What is their ultimate experience around it? And so we were, as you think about sort of the use cases there and why they came to Vyopta, one was around call quality. They had to ensure that their employees had a certain level of call quality. And it wasn't just that, it was ultimately what the user experience was. So what was interesting is, as part of the buying process, of course, IT is involved, you've got facilities involved, but there was a different group involved called Workplace Experience that came, and they were helping to kind of drive their initiative internally, which was to make sure their employees had a certain level of experience and to be able to understand that very thoroughly. So again, Vyopta is providing kind of a single pane of glass to be able to understand quality. We provided what we call smart alerting. So being able to set alerts on if ever quality dipped below a certain level, to be able to understand at a user level, but it also might be a systemic issue that's affecting more users. Maybe it's a network issue, maybe it's something else that's affecting users, but being able to get those alerts to be able to solve those problems, as quickly as possible. The other thing we did is we called what we tagged IP ranges. So being able to tag exactly if users were having a problem and they were on a certain part of the IP on the network, an organization be able to figure out where that was on the network, hand that data off to the network team so they could solve that problem again quickly and easily. And then the last thing we did, again, related to call quality, was what we call smart diagnostics. So not just alerting there's a problem, but letting an IT organization know, here's what's likely the cause of it. And actually providing that information, that allows kind of level 1, level 2 support people to quickly and easily identify what's most likely to be the issue as things come up. So that's on the call quality side. I know this is a lot here, but this is a really good case study for what we commonly see.
That's a great overview. It kind of struck me too as you started the story on this customer, and it's something we probably didn't see 5 years ago. Is that they have a workplace experience manager, right? Because I think companies understand and appreciate, especially in a competitive employee marketplace, you got to have good experiences regardless of where people work. And that's part of what Vyopta provides, is that insight into which groups, and you mentioned it, you can segment these worldwide networks and saying specifically here, we've got some issues we need to watch out for and overcome.
Yeah, and I did not mention this earlier, but the other part is usage. So if you think about an employee which is typically engaging at a certain level, if that either increases or decreases, that can mean something to HR, and it can mean something to the organization. So they're watching really that sort of thing, just understanding what is the employee experience and also sort of how are they engaging both externally and potentially internally at their organization. I'll mention one more thing that was critical for this company, was the idea of segmenting their data. So that from a reporting standpoint, they really wanted to understand, tell me what usage looks like, break up my devices, my Cisco devices, and understand what kind of devices they are and what experience and usage is happening on them. Breaking up data by location, by business unit, being able to view it that way was super critical. And the last one is looking at kind of an executive report. So what is the experience of my executives? Because you might treat them differently than you treat the larger kind of employee base, and that's commonly what we see.
Great. Fantastic. That gives a pretty good snapshot, I think, overview to people who maybe haven't experienced your product, what you guys do, the problems you solve for customers. So, and I know, you guys have been partners with us for a while, and it's common that our sales teams work together. Was that the case in that example? I know that we've had a lot of those this year where our teams are working together to solve these customer issues.
Yeah, and I think so. Yes, that's the case, and I think our teams are kind of set up. Granted, Vyopta is a much smaller company than Cisco, but we have a high-touch sales team. We drive our business through, in almost every case, the same channels that Cisco does. So Cisco's channel partners are almost always Vyopta's channel partners. So that makes a lot of sense. And in not in every case, but in many cases, Vyopta is helping drive either expansion for Cisco or retention. Obviously different accounts require and sort of need different things. But Vyopta, again, is that single pane of glass, helping Cisco customers really understand and drive adoption, drive expansion, smart planning, sort of all the things you'd want to be able to do with really kind of smart and segmented data.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so let's move on to, I guess, kind of current. I know you guys, you're constantly looking at the market and kind of needs and coming up with offers to assist. We had one, we just had a reminder about an end of sale, end of life on one of our products that, we're discontinued. You guys offer service for that now. And then also just as companies get back to work, and you mentioned earlier, being able to analyze with people going to the office, they're not necessarily going into a conference room anymore. They're maybe streaming at their desk. And so, and I think you've got an offer now to help folks take a look at that, offer some good executive type reporting on what's going on in the business, and then show them maybe how you can service their needs, long term. So I talk about some of your current offers for the marketplace.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. I mean, we co-developed an offer that we have in market. We're really excited about. It's basically a collaboration health assessment. So it's a no-cost offer that either Cisco sellers or Cisco partners can initiate. It is reserved for larger organizations, generally at least a few thousand employees or larger. But think of any of those organizations that have Webex, but they might also have other UCaaS platforms. And it gives that organization a really clear look at sort of the quality of delivery. And Webex always shows really well in those situations, but also looking at utilization. So understanding utilization across maybe multiple different UCaaS platforms and helping an organization kind of smartly plan with that data. So we collaborate closely with Cisco or the Cisco partner to put that together. We can do that in 14 days. It is extremely fast to set up, a matter of minutes, because it's all what we call a cloud-to-cloud deployment. But it's a really great, valuable assessment to customers. Again, no cost and really easy to initiate. So we're really excited about that. It's been beneficial for customers. It's a great way to sort of drive further conversations and help them understand why they should be using Cisco and how to best use Cisco.
Right. And then if they do have needs, that's something that sales teams can address right away.
Exactly. So it might drive expansion of Webex. It might drive expansion of device business.
Right.
So you can figure out sort of where my hotspots, and you can heat map where utilization is greatest and where you might want to drive additional or place additional Webex devices.
Perfect. And then you do have one more offer. I'll mention it because it's kind of timely. We discontinued our Prime Collab, which gave customers insight into the platform. You guys have that similar product. You also, do things in and above that. And you mentioned you're multi-platform, and a lot of our enterprise customers are also multi-platform. So they want information back on their Webex, meetings, but also other platforms as well. So, but with our end of life on Prime Collab, you guys have a migration offer that you might want to mention.
Yeah, thanks. We do. So we've been supporting Cisco Meeting Server for many years. And so, yeah, with Prime Collab at end of life, it's kind of natural that Vyopta can support those customers if it's appropriate. We've got a great offer in market to let them do POCs, to let them try the product for a good period of time, and to make sure it's an apt replacement and it does everything they need. But we've been really successful with it, so we know customers kind of appreciate what we can do in terms of a replacement. It's a great, it's a good offer for those customers for sure.
Yeah, terrific. Okay, and so for both of those last two offers we talked about, a lot of those are custom, based on the opportunity and that specific customer and bringing the sales teams together. So I guess with that note, we'll come to a conclusion here. What's the best way, both for those offers and just in general, for folks to get in touch with Vyopta?
Yeah, so the Vyopta website is, we think, easy to navigate. There's a contact us, button on it, so you can easily go to the Vyopta site. It's VYOPTA, and go to that site, contact us. And we also have a partner portal. So if there's any, Cisco resellers that are on this session or listening, great way to be able to inquire if you want to learn more about Vyopta as well. But our website will basically get you to the appropriate resources, whether they be sales or technical.
Perfect. Yeah, and Vyopta's, not a big company like Cisco, but very responsive. They match up. Their sales teams are very responsive to our multiple sales teams. So, I know we keep you guys busy at times, but you guys have always been terrific to work with and responsive to needs, been a partner for a long time. So we appreciate that and look forward to more years of working together.
Thank you, Joel. Yeah, likewise. Your team, you and your team have been great to work with. Abhi, who's on this call, they have been amazing to work with. So we definitely appreciate the relationship.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mark, for everything, your insights here. Let's go through a bit of a lightning round here.
Sounds fun.
So we're going to finish off with a little quick little lightning round. Real quick, what's your favorite sport?
I would have to say basketball is my favorite sport. I used to be a participant, but now I've moved into a spectator role. But I'd say definitely my favorite sport. But golf is growing in popularity and becoming a favorite as well.
Basketball is mine too. Second question: Los Angeles or San Francisco?
Oh, so I live in Los Angeles, or LA County. I'm technically in Hermosa Beach. I do appreciate San Francisco greatly as a city, but I gotta pick my hometown. I'll go Los Angeles.
All right. Beach or mountain?
That's almost the same as San Francisco, Los Angeles, because you've got.
Sure.
I do like mountains quite a bit, but I'll go beach. I'm close to the beach, and I get there as often as I can.
Good choice. Favorite music?
Oh, this is always such a hard one. I would answer it this way, which is I'll pick a good venue. I want good music, but I'll pick a small, good venue and something I can walk to or ride my bike to as being like the way I most like to consume, at least live music. I'm pretty broad in terms of overall what types of music I like, but in terms of live, yeah, I'll pick a small venue I can get to easily.
Don't forget, all our featured ecosystem partner products are available through Cisco. Connect to your Cisco sales rep for more details. We hope you enjoyed today's episode with Mark Heimson from Vyopta. Next time, we'll get into more episodes with Solutions Plus. Don't forget to click subscribe to this podcast on our official Webex YouTube page. And you can follow along on Cisco Podcast Network that's available on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. And we appreciate your help getting the word out and leaving a review. That is where we live, and you can find other great podcast episodes there too. Until next time, thanks for listening.